Hello everybody and welcome to my third video in a row in as many days as well. So yeah, this is another episode of Music of the Week, and you know what? I've said everything I needed to say in my last video, so I'll just get right to this one. We got 5 albums to cover. It's going to be a really good episode too, so let's get to it. We begin with As Everything Unfolds with their new album, Within Each Lies the Other. Now this is the band's debut, so it's a pretty big one. They hail from the UK. They're on a really good UK-based label in Long Branch Records. I know I've heard some stuff from them, so yeah, for that. And yeah, this is a pretty good album, all things considered. I'm giving it a B. I feel like there is a slight lack of occasion in some places, and it can drag, but it's produced and performed really well, and they've got a good label behind them. And yeah, they seem to have their songwriting formula down to a T. They got really lovely post-hardcore metalcore like style, and the keyboard work especially is really, really good on this album. The band is a 6-piece as well, and having that many members for a debut and trying to make them all work should not work this well, but it really does. Lyrically, it's really good too. Got some nice personal stuff on there about overcoming demons and anxiety and things like that, and yeah, it's a really good album. Not exceptional, but really enjoyable, and I would still recommend checking it out if you're into female-fronted heavy music, so give it a shot, especially if it's from the UK, because, not to brag, but I'm proud of how my country does female-fronted music. We're pretty good at it. Next is The Drowned God with their album Pale Home. This is their third. The Drowned God hail from somewhere in the United States, I believe. I don't recall specifically where. They're a unique mix of black metal and like post-hardcore, sort of a post-metal, I guess you could call it. And holy shit, this album's great. I'm giving it an A. I don't know why I'm not giving it an A+, but I'm giving it an A. So, yeah, Pale Home is a very unique concept album. It seems to sort of carry on a story that's been established in the previous 2 albums, and the main character is sort of like drifting in purgatory, and he's like looking at the mistakes he's made in his previous life, and he's like recounting them and sort of saying how he'd want to do them differently, how he doesn't want his soul to be damned. I'm not sure if I'm getting all of it right, but I think I'm getting most of it right, and yes, you should listen to this fucking album. It's produced phenomenally. Instrumentation is, oh, it's so good. Lyrics tell a great, gorgeous story. Really good performances. It's structured really, really well for a black metal album. Excuse me, to be put together this nicely. It's really goddamn good, and I highly recommend this one. Honestly, take it out for yourself. Even if you have a passing interest in black metal, find this one. Next up is Evanescence with their new album, The Bit's Truth. This is their first in about 4 years, and my first one going in sort of blind because I'd heard all their previous stuff for an episode of Backtracking. So yeah, for those that don't know, Evanescence is still really great, and this album is also really great. I'm giving it an A. I just love Amy Lee's performance throughout this whole thing. The rest of the band is great too. Really, really good instrumentation. It's produced really nicely, and it's further proof that the band are more than just their meme song, which is Bring Me to Life. And I hate that like, it's a good song, don't get me wrong, but you know, it has become a bit of a meme lately, and I don't like the reputation it's gotten because it is genuinely a good song, and this is genuinely a really good album. Really good lyrics, Amy Lee writing from a place of her personal depth, if you will. She's obviously still a great singer too. Yeah, just everything about this album really, really kicks ass, so go find it. Next is Skeggs with Rehearsal, which is a great name for a debut album. Skeggs hail from Australia, and as you people know, I like me a band from Australia. However, this is not one of the better acts from there. Okay, I'm giving this album a C+, and I feel like the band's heart is in the right place. There is a lot of potential here to do really, really well, but the production is a bit of a mess. It's structured quite unevenly. It's got a good garage punk sound to it, but I don't know, you just feel like that they could have cut out a lot of the fat of the album. Once again, I'm not giving anything lower because the band do have good bones. They know what they're doing. There's only about 3 members as well, and they can all make it work quite together, but compared to a lot of other punk I've heard from Australia, like, you know, Dune Rats, who are really, really great, the Chats, who are really great, Skeggs are just a bit of a step low, but if they can get a better label and a bit of a better producer for next time, they could improve, in my opinion. I think the potential is there. I honestly do. but this is not the best first impression. Even though it's got a really funny name for a debut, just called Rehearsal. I don't know why that makes me chuckle, but it do. We started with a debuting act from the UK, we're ending with a debuting act from the UK, Stepson with their new album Help Me Help You. So yeah, much like as everything unfolds, Stepson are a very heavy band. They don't have a female lead singer. They're more of a hardcore punk rock, bit pop punky act, you know, a bit of comeback hit in there. And I'm not going to beat around the bush with you people. I'm giving this album an A+. I honestly think this is top 10 worthy. I extremely, extraordinarily enjoyed it. I thought this was a lot of fun. It's got some really great songs in it, really good lyrics as well. The vocals are mostly easy to decipher. Really good instrumentation work. Really well produced, and which doesn't surprise me considering that it came out through Sharp Tone Records, and Sharp Tone have underrated production value. I don't think they're getting enough credit for that. But there's one thing that would put it in the lower end of my personal top 10, and that's the fact that there's a song called I Wish, which is just randomly a pop song with hip-hop elements or something. It doesn't need to be there. It's dead in the middle, and it feels like, what's that there? Then, you know, thankfully it gets a lot better after that, but it's just such a weird song. So if you're going to listen to this album, and I recommend you do, be aware of that. Maybe skip the song, because it doesn't need to be on there, but then again, you might enjoy it. You might enjoy the break from the heavy punkiness, you know, the heavy like energy of the album that's prevalent throughout all of it. So I don't know, maybe it's for you. Wasn't specifically for me, but this album definitely was on the whole, and an A+ I think is a really good grade for it. So that'll about do it, and I won't edit in text this time telling you what I most recommend. I pretty much recommend almost all of them except for maybe Skeggs, but you know, you could be very well into the surf garage genres, so maybe give it a shot if you're interested. But yeah, I would highly recommend the Drowned God, Evanescence, and Stepson's albums. All three are really great. I don't really have a preference of... Oh, okay, if I had to do it like this, from bottom to top, I would say Evanescence, Drowned God, Stepson. That's the order I would recommend, but I'd still say give all three of them a go, because all three albums are really goddamn good. And I honestly had a lot of fun listening to them. I'm sure I will again soon. Speaking of soon, you won't see a video from me for a while, because I don't really have anything planned immediately. Maybe not until the weekend, but I'm going to be having the weekend off because it's my birthday on Saturday. So, yeah, I will see you all most likely on Monday for a Fight of the Night review, if there's one to review. If not, then possibly I'll get my game review done, because holy shit, I'm behind on that. I promise I will get it done at some point next week, because I'm saving writing for the next backtracking episode for next week anyway. And... you know, I'm going to try and get Music of the Week done as well. Well, more of it. I don't need to get any more done now. I'm good for, like, until a few days. So, yeah, those are the plans I have for the immediate future. Not a lot besides that. So, I'll end the video. As always, thank you for watching. You're awesome. Bye-bye.